My name is Noni Causey, and since 2014, I've developed and put together the Black Student Success Summit, but the name of the organization is Beam Village, and Beam stands for Black Educational Achievement Movement. And I was real clear when I started this, it needed to be a movement. None of us can do this work alone. None of us, right? And we all have these amazing organizations. And I believe in that, right? And every organization has a place. I think about SEI. I have 4 sons. And thank God for SEI. He was my oldest. He was a great basketball player. He was 3.8 GPA. And if it wasn't for SEI, he wouldn't have made it to college. Because I just didn't have the skills. I didn't know what to do. And they helped him, right? I had 2 other kids, though. They went to the Boys and Girls Club. And what I just remember is my youngest son, he rode skateboards and he did different things. And they would always tease him like he wasn't Black enough. And there's so many ways to be Black here, and people don't realize that. They see one thing when they look at Black students, right? You should be playing ball, you're doing this. And that's not true. We're not an eclectic people. There's many different interests. So I started thinking like, it's gonna take all of us to change our own culture about what it means to be Black here, right? And so I was working at PCC, and when I did the first Black Student Success Summit, I lost my job because the culture here doesn't allow you to be unapologetically Black, right? We can be biracial, we can be this, we can be that. So it's been real important to me over the years about rallying our young people together to let them know that we all share a common experience. Whether you live in Newburgh, Benton County, Lane County, or Multnomah County, we all are having these different experiences that are more anti-Black than anything. So that's kind of what Beam is all about, is like trying to hold events and spaces that bring us together to be proud of who we are, right? To hold your head up, baby. But it's hard when you don't know who you are, when you don't know anything about your history, about your culture. You feel like you don't fit in and all of this, right? And I remember doing a conference with some middle school students, and it was so volatile that Black kids were made to feel like they were doing something bad because you left well, why didn't you take us? And why weren't white people? I said, we've never said white people are not allowed, ever. Absolutely, come on, right? But don't make them feel bad for who they are. And it takes us all, like Beam it's like I said, it's a movement, but it takes people sending their kids, whether it's SEI, REAP, POIC. I need everybody to suit up for this work. It's not just, and it's not about me. It's about us bringing our kids together, letting them have some commonality. Like, oh, you're having that issue in your school district, or, oh, you've been told this about your hair. We had one young girl, the teacher told her she couldn't sit up front because her hair was too big. That's a universal kind of issue, right? Like, it's all these, our children that are biracial. I make no apology. I have 7 biracial grandkids. I'm concerned. I should have left this game a long time ago. I'm way too old to be doing this. But I gotta have hope that them little boys I got are gonna be okay living in Oregon and Southwest Washington. So if it means I have to be on these school districts, head in their board members, or in their board meetings, it's my responsibility to teach them the things that the school can't, not equipped for, or don't want to. I don't care what it is. It's my responsibility. But we've all lost that, in my opinion. A lot of us have lost it within our culture. I'm a born Oregonian. My family's been here since 1902. So all the stuff, that's going around, my family has experienced. I'm the youngest of 4 children, so I look at this like the busing that was here. I'm going to address that. Like, do you know how harmful that is when you live in an all-Black community and you think you're safe, and all of a sudden somebody says you're going to a new school, or it's a better school. Better for who? Because I didn't think it was better. You took me out of my community. You took us all and you dispersed us. And now we're fighting when we come home. And it's still happening today, right? We all want the best for our children, all of us, right? So over there is better, or over there is better. But at what price do we pay? Because if I don't like the schools, that's one thing, but then I'm sending my kids there, that's a whole nother thing. So I look for people that are just willing to, let's join in this together, because there's no big I's or little U's. It's gonna take all of us to help our kids feel safe, important, and being willing to not have bounds. Like, don't let location limit you. We can go anywhere. I'm at this rural conference. It's funny because really I'm up here in Pendleton because of a Black RV club, and we travel all around the country together, and we just happened to be in Pendleton. And I told Anisha, I got you. I'm gonna stay a couple extra days if I have to, because we gotta show unity no matter what. I think it's real important that we show Oregon, its residents, the community, that we do have each other's back. I think it's easy to see us as one of, or you're a good one, or you're this, you're one outside. But no, I have a community. Just because I live in Northeast Portland doesn't mean I'm not connected to the people down in Lincoln City, in Seaside, or in Tillamook County, right? Like, we have Black folks all around this state, and it's real easy to write a narrative of deficit, of, oh, there's not enough of them, so they don't need that. That's not true. And what I learned through working with Lanisha, I took our kids, our Beam students, down last summer. And I didn't even know Lanisha, but she was like, come on down. Like, you know, we got kids down here. And I thought, what a great way to connect students across. Some of our students had never been down to the beach, right? But more than that, some of their students had never seen, and I think we had 12 students. Some of their students had never seen that many Black kids. Do you know how impactful that is for a young person? And I do that because when we did the Black Student Success one year, Chemeketa College called us down there to talk in front of their board. And I had a young Black man who said, I didn't have a dad. I've never had a positive role model in my life. But sitting in that room full of Black men makes me feel like I can do anything. Like, we don't know the impact of what we do if we're not in these spaces, right? It's not always about power. It's about representation. That little girl got hair like mine, and I can show you how to comb it differently. And it's not a slight. I think often I can keep taking this home to me, right? My daughter-in-laws, I have to tell them it ain't about you, because these boys will never walk in your shoes. And I know you love them. That is not a question. But the world doesn't love them like you love them. So it's my responsibility to come and make sure they know how to be safe in the world. That they know that their body, like, to pay attention. And because all of our children are not treated equally, and we want to act like it. So this rural network is real important, that we get down here and that we get to see each other in the school districts, on the school boards, and let folks know, like, yeah, these kids are not alone. Like, they got some backup. Just because we live up in Multnomah County don't mean nothing. Take me a couple hours to get anywhere. Yes, and I feel that way. Like, yeah, if Lanisha were to call me tomorrow, it takes me no time to get down there. And why should it, right? There should be a way. I'm really grateful for the Black Student Success Network that OCF has created. And even there, we need to be more intentional about how do we take time out. Give me a week so I can go down here, so I can hit a couple schools, and I can take some students with me. Because that's it. Kids want to talk to kids. They don't want to talk to me. I'm the grandmother, right? So I'll grab some kids and say, come on, let's go down here and have this experience. But it's going to take us to be intentional about that. And to tell other folks, like, it's no slight on you. It's not to say you're not doing a good job. It's to say that it matters when we show up in these spaces. It is, like, and we don't think about that, right? How many of those kids that are down in Lane County or Umatilla and all that don't see a Black man and go, like, just amazed, right? And to know that we can have dialogue, right? Like, brother, I got you. Like, it's okay, and let's have this conversation. At the Black Student, this is another thing. So at the Black Student Success Summit, each year we've had caucus spaces. So at lunch, we tell kids, grab your lunch and go find your group. So we've had Black men, Black women, LGBTQIA, and we've had a biracial caucus group. And it almost hurts my heart that is one of the largest infinity group that we have. And I feel like I need therapists in there, because kids open up. They've never been in a space with these many kids that look like them. And the issues that they go through, I don't go through as a Black woman. I know my kids don't go through as their dads or whatever, right? How come we can't bring those kids together to make them feel empowered, make them feel like they're wanted, needed, and there ain't nothing wrong with you? And that, I think about the last time I seen you at an event, there was a young girl there and who tried to commit suicide. I will never forget her, because I remember all of y'all being there. And because she said, I don't live in Black or white, but I bleed in red. And I wonder, will you guys see me then? I'm like, okay, like, these are things that none of us are talking about. We're all scared to talk about this. We don't want to hurt white folks' feelings. We don't want to, be like, oh no. And we say that, oh, we're Black and we're all together, but we don't show that. And it's important to young people that we show up, no matter what. It's our responsibility. And I think we all get so darn busy, because we're working our program, or we're working here, we're working there. What is the problem with taking 2 weeks? And I'm going down the coastal area. I'm gonna be in this school district. I'm gonna be there to also show their Black employees that y'all got support from us. You're not on your own. And I think the dominant culture just is like, but what? That doesn't matter. Skin doesn't matter. And we all know it matters. So it don't matter what nobody else thinks. It matters what we do as a community, is that you do belong. No matter what, belong. Because often our kids feel like, oh, I'm down here and there's not a lot of us. Or, the biracial group, we stick to my goddaughter's biracial. She said, well, God, Mom, like, they say we're not Black. I said, who says you're not Black? She's like, everybody at school, like, us mixed kids stick together. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? I said, I don't care what they say. What do you say? Because you got to believe it. You got to know it. And that's one of the things, to let our young people know that you do matter, and that we're a phone call, an email, or something away. And if you reach out, we'll reach back. And don't be afraid, because a lot of kids are afraid, right? So let me find some kids that have the same issues and let me bring them down to you, so we can start building alliances. And I think it's real easy to put us over here or put us over there and put us over there. So reach out. When there's an event, I know it's scary to go alone, right? I know it is. I've been there too, right? I'm scared like when I get in places, right? But just know you walk as one, but you have many behind you. Many. And I don't think we talk enough about those many that have come before us. We're only a couple generations out where they didn't even let Black people read. They didn't let us even be together in more than 5 because they were worried. We're not there anymore. So you can read, we can reach out, and we can make connections. Damn, immigrant Black students that come here, right? Those two, Like, we're all so, no matter what, I have to tell young people, the same blood that runs through your veins runs through mine at some point in time, right? How do I take that energy, right? I tell our young people, they are the hopes of those that have come before them. They are the hopes of those that were in the field. They are the hopes of those that made journeys here. And so how do we take that hope from back then and bring it into now, and tap into that courage and say, like, we got each other, right? Whether you're dark, light, what, all on the spectrum, doesn't matter, right? It doesn't. It matters what's in our spirit. It matters that we can stand up, that you can have 3 shades outside of me, and there's still certain things that we got. Nothing else. I can tell you how to put some grease on your hair. I can tell you how to put some conditioner in there. Don't go out the house looking like that, right? Those are things that we've missed in our culture. It's not just about history, it's about our culture. And I think people want to say, oh, well, they don't have a culture anymore. That's not true. It's not. But unless we go back and tell them, ain't nobody else gonna do it. So that's my wish, prayer, hope is for our young people is please continue to seek out what you need. And if you're scared, say, I'm scared. I'm scared of us sometimes. I don't want that on camera, but I am, right? Like I am. That's the honest truth. Like, cause I take in the same negative media. I take in that same stuff. I mean, there's no difference between me and somebody who's going to school. We still learn the same 5 Black people. We still see dead bodies on the street. We absorb all the same messages. So I know you're scared. I'm scared too. But together we can. If you put your hand in my hand, together we can. And that's all I know, right? Is that I know if I put some young folks in a room together, they're gonna be all right. Yeah.